Do you believe your legs, though they may feel weaker with each passing day, could actually regain strength in just one morning? No medication, no gym, just one well-timed meal. I know that sounds unusual. After all, we've been told our whole lives that losing muscle is inevitable with age. But that's not entirely true. I've met countless patients over 60 legs, trembling steps, slowing confidence, fading. And yet the cause wasn't always age. It was something they were never taught, how to wake up the connection between the brain and the muscles. And today I'm going to share a little-known truth, something that could change the way your legs feel in as little as 12 hours. Let me take a moment to properly introduce myself. My name is Dr. Ryan Mitchell, and for over 20 years I've had the privilege of walking alongside older adults, many just like you, who've felt their strength quietly fade, especially in their legs. Some found themselves gripping the edge of a chair before standing. Others slowly stopped going outside altogether, worried about balance, scared of falling, or just tired of feeling fragile. One woman in particular, Linda, age 73, has always stayed with me. She used to love gardening. Every morning she'd water her flowers and greet her neighbors with a warm smile, but over time she began noticing a faint tremble in her legs, especially when stepping down from her back porch. At first she brushed it off. "Just age," she said, but when fear began to creep in, she started staying indoors more often. By the time we spoke, she hadn't walked past her mailbox in over 3 weeks. And yet, after just a few small shifts, things began to change. Some key nutrients at the right time of day, a glass of beet juice, and a short morning walk. Her legs started responding again. She told me with tears in her eyes, "I went down the steps this morning without holding on. I didn't even think about it. I just did it." That moment reminded me once again the problem isn't always age. More often the strength is still there, it's the connection that's gone quiet. Your legs in many ways are like skilled workers on a job site. They know what to do. They're still capable. But they need clear instructions from the foreman, your brain and nervous system. And here's what most people never hear. In many of the older adults I've worked with, the muscles weren't gone. The signal just wasn't getting through. The body still had the capacity. The wiring was still there. It simply hadn't been used in a while. But once we reconnected that signal through the right nutrition timed properly and paired with gentle movement, those same legs began to respond. And sometimes they responded in just a matter of hours. That's what this video is really about. Not just slowing down muscle loss, but gently, patiently reawakening the strength that's still inside you. Most people assume that weak legs come from aging muscles, but often the problem isn't the muscle at all, it's the signal. You see, your brain and spinal cord send tiny electrical messages to your leg muscles, telling them when and how to move. As we age, these signals begin to fade, not because the muscles are gone, but because the communication line has weakened. This condition is called neuromuscular disconnection, and it's far more common than you might think. I've met patients who believed they needed surgery or intensive physical therapy, but in reality their muscles were intact, they were simply not being activated. Just like a light bulb with a loose wire, the power was still there. It just wasn't getting through. The good news: this connection can be restored. With the right nutrients, especially at the right time of day, your brain can re-establish its voice to your legs. And once that signal returns, the muscle follows. Movement becomes smoother, steadier, more reliable. You may not even need to build more muscle, just use what you already have. And that can start within hours, not weeks. Let's dive into the specific nutrients that recharge this neural connection and help your legs come back online. If your muscles were machines, leucine would be the ignition key. It's an essential amino acid. Your body can't make it on its own, so you need to get it from food. But more importantly, leucine triggers something called mTOR, your body's main muscle-building switch. Without enough leucine, even high-protein meals won't spark growth. This is especially critical as we age. Older adults often eat just enough protein to prevent muscle loss, but not enough leucine to build it back. That's why many seniors say, "I eat well, but I still feel weak." It's not just the amount of protein, it's the quality and timing. A single leucine-rich meal like whey protein or eggs can reactivate muscle synthesis within hours. Studies show that just 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine, about 25–30 grams of high-quality protein, can trigger this response. It's not magic. It's chemistry working with your body's natural blueprint. So if your legs feel sluggish, it may not be because they're gone. It could be that they're waiting for the right signal to grow again. And leucine is one of the strongest signals nature provides. Let's explore the best sources in your kitchen to make this happen. But even when your muscles are ready to grow, they still need a message from the brain to spring into action, and that's where another key nutrient comes in. Every time you move, whether you're standing up, walking, or reaching your body, sends a message from brain to muscle. That message is carried by a chemical called acetylcholine. Without enough of it, your muscles don't fire properly. They hesitate, misfire, or stay silent. As we get older, our ability to produce acetylcholine naturally declines. That's why many seniors feel a slow, delayed response when trying to move, especially in their legs. But here's the breakthrough. Acetylcholine production can be supported naturally through your diet. The best source? Whole eggs, especially the yolk. 2 eggs provide over 300 milliliters of choline, which the body converts into acetylcholine. When eaten in the morning, when levels are typically lowest, this can wake up your motor system. It's like flipping the switch that turns the nervous system back on. If you're plant-based, no worries. Quinoa, Brussels, sprouts, and soybeans also contain choline, though in smaller amounts. Either way, restoring this tiny messenger molecule can quickly improve balance control and even confidence when walking. You're not just feeding your muscles, you're restoring the command center that tells them what to do. Of course, sending the signal is only half the story, because even the strongest message won't matter if it can't reach your muscles. And that's where healthy blood flow becomes absolutely essential. Imagine trying to grow flowers with a blocked water hose. That's what weak leg circulation looks like. Even if your muscles are healthy and you're eating well without good blood flow, nutrients don't arrive, and waste isn't removed. The hero molecule here is nitric oxide. It tells your blood vessels to expand, improving delivery to the legs. And guess what produces nitric oxide naturally? Beets, especially raw or juiced. 1 glass of beet juice, just 250 milliliters, can increase leg blood flow in seniors within 90 minutes. It boosts performance in walking tests, balance, and stair climbing. The effect is even stronger when combined with light movement like walking or stretching. So if your legs feel heavy or slow despite eating well, the issue might be blood, not muscle. And beets might be the simplest, most powerful fix you can try today. But even with better blood flow, many seniors still feel stiffness or soreness that lingers, and often the culprit isn't circulation or muscle mass, but silent inflammation hiding beneath the surface. Not all pain is loud. Chronic inflammation is like a whisper in the background, quiet but persistent. Over time, it reduces muscle strength, delays recovery, and weakens coordination, especially in the legs. Dark leafy greens are nature's anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Spinach, kale, arugula, mustard greens, they're loaded with polyphenols and magnesium, which reduce inflammatory markers like CRP and IL-6. A daily serving can start lowering inflammation in just 10 to 14 days, but the timing matters. Eating them in your first meal helps regulate your body's immune rhythm throughout the day. Add a bit of olive oil or avocado to improve absorption. Don't expect instant magic. But over a week or two, you may feel lighter, more mobile, and less achy. This is where food doesn't just fuel you, it tells your immune system to stand down and let your body heal. And while the right foods can calm inflammation and feed your muscles when you eat them, can be just as powerful, especially if your goal is to rebuild strength, not just maintain it. Protein matters, but when you eat, it matters just as much. As we age, our muscles become more resistant to protein signals. To overcome this, we need to remind our body at the right times. This is called anabolic timing. Instead of loading protein at dinner, divide it evenly across the day, starting with breakfast. A study showed that seniors who spread protein across 3 meals had 25% higher muscle-building response than those who ate it mostly at night. Also, eating within an hour after light activity like walking supercharges the effect. It's called the anabolic window. During this time, your muscles absorb nutrients better and rebuild faster. So, start your day with 30 grams of high-quality protein like eggs, Greek yogurt, or a smoothie. Then eat a protein-carb meal after activity. Skip the giant dinner, it's not doing as much as you think. Your body listens not just to what you eat, but when you eat it. Use that to your advantage, and your legs will thank you. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you not just for watching, but for believing in your body again. You didn't need a prescription or a fitness app to take this step. You simply needed a little hope and a reminder that strength doesn't disappear overnight. It fades when we stop feeding it, stop using it, or stop believing it's still there. But now you know your body is still listening, and it's been waiting for you to speak to it again, not with force or frustration, but with care, patience, and the right kind of fuel. I've seen it happen again and again. A man in his 70s walking to the mailbox without holding onto the rail. A woman in her 80s dancing with her granddaughter at a wedding. Not because they reversed time, but because they started treating their body like it still matters. And it does. It's never too late to reconnect the dots between your brain, your muscles, and your confidence. You don't need to do everything today. Maybe it's a high-protein breakfast, a walk around the block, or just standing a little taller. Small steps, real signals, big changes. So here's my gentle invitation. Keep going. Choose one thing tomorrow that reminds your body you still want to move, because the moment you act, your body begins responding. And over time, those quiet changes become strength you can feel. If today's message spoke to you, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs it, or join me again tomorrow. This is Healthy Seniors Over 60, where we believe aging isn't about giving up power, it's about discovering it in new, meaningful ways. Right here, right now, starting with you.